Liberation Day, a crypto move, and more importantly, a bullish sentiment coming out of the Trump administration. What are we talking about? Well, we've got some very key updates for you this week. Not only do the Trump tariffs go live in less than 48 hours, there is a big agenda coming out of the US House and Senate, as well as $11.5 trillion managing BlackRock making a very bullish statement when it comes to Bitcoin. So this is definitely a video you need to see, a big update for the crypto market. So go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Every day we bring you the latest when it comes to the crypto news, reviews, technical analysis, brand new projects, and much more. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So everybody and their nan are waiting for these tariffs. They're the thing that people keep going back to when we see the market dump. In fact, Donald Trump speaking at the time I'm recording this video, of which tariffs was a topic of discussion, and the market dumped $300. Now, this could be a big deal. Why? Because, well, people don't really understand what's going on. Very interestingly enough, Caroline Levitt coming out, bringing the facts when it comes to these tariffs, and more importantly, why they're being put on. For example, there is a 700% tariff from Japan on rice, a 50% tariff from the EU on American dairy, and a 100% tariff from India on agricultural products. Now you may be thinking, okay, 2-bit, what's this got to do with anything? Well, the reality is that this will put money back into the US economy. This will put back into those taxpayers in their pockets. And we know that when people have more money, risk assets tend to be more positive. And an understanding of the impact of these tariffs, I think, will support risk assets. The fact that at the minute people think the world is about to end in less than 48 hours and that the market's going to completely crash, which we may see some volatility. For me, this is about understanding exactly why Trump is doing it with the tariffs. We've been covering it on this channel. We've been talking about the underlying reason for it. And ultimately, yes, the market's down. They don't like it, but it will boost the US economy. And I think this is very interesting. And in my opinion, a good place to start. Now, there is a ton more stuff that we need to talk about when it comes to currently what's going on, but we do need to be mindful. April 2nd, these tariffs go live. Again, Trump said about maybe Wednesday. Going to be very interesting indeed. Now, what else have we got? As well as these tariffs going live, there is a big push right now for stablecoin regulation. In fact, the Stable Act will align with the Genius Act with minimal substantive changes. The SEC, CFTC play a crucial role in the legislative alignment, and the industry reactions are mixed, but lean towards cautious optimism. Now, you'll hear this phrase probably used quite a lot over the course of the next month, but this is important. Why? We want to move to a more regulated market. Now, before you shoot me or you shoot me down, I know what you're saying. We don't want stablecoins. We want to keep decentralized. The reality here is this opens up the door for big money to come into the market, whether that be institutions, whether that be corporate businesses, and much more. And the immediate short-term implications are what? Well, the reality here is that we could see everybody recognizing that they want to work with stablecoins and the colleagues in the Senate to move this legislation forward. This allows a massive amount of money to flow into the market, whether that be on derivatives trading, futures, but more importantly, custody of cryptocurrency. And I think this is a good step towards a more positive alignment when it comes to the crypto markets, and at the same time, a usable function. This opens up the door, in my opinion, to a lot of things. Now, the reason why I think this is very interesting is that we are now starting to see a pivot from the Trump administration, in particular, moving into mining. Hut 8 transferring ASIC miners to launch the American Bitcoin with the Trump family backing. Again, why is this important? USD1's coming out. They've now moved into a mining substance, and this shows another pro stance when it comes to crypto. I think people have wavered a little bit. All this tariff news, everyone's like, hold on a minute, Trump completely lied to us. He doesn't care about the crypto markets. This again affirms that belief that digital assets, including Bitcoin, will be part of the American economy very soon. And again, sometimes you have to get into a world where you think you're trying to be pushed out of the space. I, for one, am very curious as to what's going on. I've talked about this a number of times. I think the best is yet to come. And for me, this aligns exactly to that narrative. Now, according to the official press release, all Bitcoin mining operations, once categorized under Hut 8's compute segment, will now be handled under the American Bitcoin brand. Just think about that for a second. You are going to have a mining operation under the American Bitcoin brand. This is going to be very interesting, as does this then support a Russian move into mining? We know China's debating whether they want to get involved in it, and many others. Eric Trump, who is the co-founder of American Bitcoin, said this, quote, "It is a great honor to partner with Hut 8, a recognized leader in the Bitcoin space, as we launch American Bitcoin. By combining Hut 8's proven operational excellence in data centers with our shared passion for Bitcoin and decentralized finance, we are poised to strengthen our foundations and drive significant future growth." Just imagine this for 1 second. Not the alarm that's going off, but it is important to think about. Imagine that this becomes, well, part of the strategic reserve. Imagine there's a Trump strategic reserve, or this is just a way of Trump committing to digital assets. Remember, he is one of the only few presidents that don't and haven't taken a salary in that role. Could this be a play to make sure that actually what he says and what he talks about can come to fruition? Proven proof of concept. I think this could be very interesting indeed, and one of which I think is bullish. Now, all of this going on does lead other people then to start to think about, hey, what can we get involved in the market? And this is where Larry Fink gets involved. Now, he's been talking once again about Bitcoin. Remember, Larry Fink was an advocate for not custodying Bitcoin. Right now, BlackRock continues to stack their bags. This year alone, the interest rates on their budget, $952 billion. Again, the reality here is Larry Fink saying that if they don't get to Bitcoin, this is going to be a big thing. Quote, "It's not against digital assets to be obvious," he said, "but two things can be true at the same time. Decentralized finance and extraordinary innovation that makes markets faster, cheaper, and more transparent. The same innovation could lead investors to view Bitcoin as a safer asset than the dollar." Now, this is actually a big statement. The fact that he believes this to be the case and the fact that he is buying amounts of Bitcoin is very, very bullish. But he's not the only one. We are now seeing US senators buying huge amounts of Bitcoin as well. Everybody getting on the ETF train with a potential to move into these markets. They all know what's coming. The people behind the scenes understand what's coming. I think this is why we should remain very optimistic about what's coming in the market. I, for one, still believe the best is yet to come. Let's see what Liberation Day quote by Donald Trump looks like, but expect volatility. But my view, I think we could see some upside moves this week. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And while you're at it, check out the links in the description. We've got exchange partners as well as a brilliant DeFi project where you can win cryptocurrency. Check out marbits.io in the description. As always, thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.